Excited about the 9th, StubHub Center. Chocolatito.
So you want my view on last night?
Yeah. You watched it.
Okay, this is what I say.
didn't.
I had a good time.
Being Mayweather-McGregor,
yeah,
of course.
And I enjoyed it. But I watched the Cotto fight too, which I enjoyed also. But this is how I see it. Mayweather never trained 1 second for that fight. He just rolled out of bed. And you can see by the weight he came in at, so you can see he didn't, he was in shape. He's always in shape.
Somebody says, entertaining fight, Smellity's OG.
So this is how I see it.
You like that name, don't you?
I do like it. So Mayweather carried him for sure.
Yeah.
And he didn't. And he
Go
really,
figure. Really, Mayweather carried a guy making his pro debut. You're kidding.
No, but it was on a conscious level.
A Margarito Kamagai, JP. Who wins?
God,
I say Kamagai.
Kamagai beats him.
Yeah, I say Kamagai.
But we'll see how Margarito looks this Saturday because Carson Jones might knock him out. Carson Jones
yeah. Carson Jones.
That's the main event.
Carson Jones is live. Coach, it was a farce, not entertaining.
Oh, I thought it was real entertaining. And we had a great time, except my pussy friend here, JP.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, he is.
I blew it.
He won a huge amount of money. It was huge. And this is what it was. After 3 rounds, you could bet 2 to 1.
That's correct.
On the fight if you wanted to. So what happened is Mayweather just got out of bed.
Oh, this guy says Prime Margot wins by UD. Oh, Prime Margot probably stops Kamagai. I'm talking about right now.
Right now.
Yeah, because Margarito's fighting again, which he should not be because he's blind, but whatever.
So
if he wants to do it, he can do it. But explain that, the betting process.
During the fight?
Yeah, how do you bet during a fight?
Well, in Europe, they keep the books open between rounds.
Yeah.
And Vegas is starting to do it now as well. So if you were in Vegas and you had the mobile app, you log on to the MGM mobile app or the Stations Casino mobile app or the South Point mobile app, and you would look in between rounds. So you got to have a quick trigger finger because it's off the board during the rounds.
Right.
And then the minute in between rounds, they throw up the odds and they update it during the fight. So many people thought.
But are you betting through the sports books,
yes,
or is it offshore? Is it overseas?
You could do either.
Okay.
You could do either. So what they do is they put it up in between rounds, and then it stays up for about 30 seconds into the round. And just to let you know, last night Mayweather started about a 4 or 5 to 1 favorite. After the first 3 rounds, when McGregor Mania was running wild, he was down to minus 200, $200 to win 100 on Floyd. And then, of course,
that's as good as you're going to get on that matchup.
As good as you're ever going to get. Then he quickly went to 4 to 1, 5 to 1, 7 to 1, 9 to 1, 25 to 1 before the stoppage. So you have to have a very quick trigger finger to know when to do that, and if your guy's going to take the momentum back.
Somebody asked, "Is this Sam Malone?"
I think so.
You've gone from being Ben Stiller to
what's better or what's worse?
I don't know. Sam Malone from Cheers.
This is Ben Stiller reporting.
I miss you guys. Best to all. And who wins? Schwartz versus Guerrero rematch.
Schwartz easily.
Yeah.
He won't fight.
Schwartz. It depends on the rounds. How many rounds?
Well, I got him to fight right-handed if you want to watch that fight. True. So that, because I have a tough time against left-handers. But let me just tell you.
You had all the leverage there.
Let me just tell you.
What's your coach's theory on the fight?
Okay, but
somebody says the Kamagai was made for 15 rounds. Yeah, probably.
So here's another thing on the Mayweather fight. I don't particularly like Mayweather, but that he's flaunting that he's
golly
buying,
gee, why is that?
Yeah, that he's buying his daughter a $12,000 Gucci purse and all that. And, I mean, he should calm down just a little bit.
Nah.
But the thing is, I thought Robert Byrd did an incredible job.
Good stoppage.
I mean, the stoppage was good, but I still would have liked to seen it go, a little bit further.
You wanted to see McGregor laid out cold.
This is what I thought
flat out
Byrd did.
From exhaustion. Doug, Gervonta looked like shit.
He looked like shit.
That's what I've been told.
Horrible. What'd you think, Coach? Terrible.
We were.
What do you guys think on the pay-per-views? How many pay-per-view buys do you think? Somebody says over 5 million pay-per-views.
No, it was crazy. It was so crazy how much publicity this fight got on mainstream. I really do think it was really good for boxing because the fight, because Mayweather carried him, and because the ref didn't take away a lot of points from McGregor.
Yeah.
I mean, that was good because he can over-ref Robert Byrd, but he really, it was really smart that he didn't keep stopping it and make it into, like because he could have disqualified him. He could have taken points away.
Maybe it was that was part of the script.
If it was
5 servers crashed in the Bay. I don't know what that means.
Bay Area.
Bay Area.
Yeah.
I see.
So Coach has his Triple G shirt.
Hey guys,
on.
hold on. This is the best question. Who has the worst fans, Mayweather or McGregor?
McGregor.
no,
I got to go with Mayweather. I think his fans suck the worst.
McGregor, they're pure.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I mean
Yeah, they're just fanatics, right?
But here's
They
what
just
I would
believe
do.
in him. Yeah.
Here's what I do.
King K100 says McGregor.
Okay, I
And
say
then somebody else says the Flomos. In my
I say
opinion.
the top 350 pro fighters,
Yes,
even pro fighters making their debuts, could beat McGregor.
but not.
But I think he could knock out Paulie Malignaggi.
Oh, now you're just hating.
Yeah. No, I don't. I like.
Why you gotta
Paulie.
hate on Paulie?
I know I like Paulie, but Paulie
Come
can't.
on.
Paulie can't hurt him,
Yeah, he's-
and I think that's the fight they should make.
And was Paulie also in on the script with the whole sparring thing? Was that
I
just
like
all part
Paulie,
of
but I'm
like?
with Coach. I think Conor McGregor can beat Paulie.
Yeah, no,
No.
they should make that fight. And you
No,
put-
I don't think Paulie should be fighting.
I don't think
It was evident in the fight against Sam Eggington.
I don't think McGregor
It's
should
over.
be boxing, but we'll see. What
No,
happens.
that's a great fight.
Gervonta is a fraud and doesn't want to fight Lomachenko. Well, that's a
He'll-
good idea.
he'll get
Paulie is too
destroyed.
small for old Connor and too small and old for Connor.
Yeah.
Gervonta last night gets stopped by Salido. That's
agree.
Salido versus Gervonta.
Oh,
was all
Salido?
talk.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know about that.
Hey,
Yeah,
here's
Salido's
another-
pretty old. Somebody earlier asked about Ray Vargas, and I think Vargas is a badass.
Is that the guy who beat Rios?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He is freakishly tall for a junior featherweight. He's sturdy. He's got hand speed. He's got a busy jab. He can stick and move, and he can fight on the inside.
I'll have to watch this
And he's
fight.
trained by Nacho Beristain.
Went
There
the
you
distance.
go. Vargas was a great fight. That's a little bit of hyperbole, but it was a good fight. I thought Vargas Rios was a good fight. I thought Rios had his moments in the middle rounds, but he took his foot off the gas pedal. He needed to press hardcore for the entire second half of the fight, and he didn't.
Hey, who was the featherweight that was 6 feet tall, maybe 10
Featherweight?
years ago?
A featherweight?
Derek
Yeah.
Gainer? No.
Gainer was he was pretty tall,
No,
but he
not
wasn't
Gainer.
6 feet.
There was some guy, I can't remember who was good.
Paul Williams was tall, but you're talking featherweight?
Yeah, featherweight guy.
Diego
6 feet.
Corrales was a super featherweight. He was a junior lightweight, and he was about that tall.
Anyway, I wasn't going to watch that fight last night, and I became a mark. They call him a mark. in
Yeah.
For
WE.
scripted fights.
Yeah. So it was. I don't think it was scripted at all.
On
I
Floyd's
just
part it was.
on Floyd. No. But it was smart of Floyd, and he kept
It was
bringing
smart.
up.
It was
He
smart.
wants to make up for the Pacquiao
Yeah.
fight.
That was smart.
It was real smart.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the right guy to do it against. That was also a guy, I mean, to me that was a layup. I mean, that was Conor McGregor was the perfect opponent for Mayweather. If he ever wanted to look like Sugar Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray Robinson, that's the guy.
Or Mike Tyson.
Or even Mike Tyson, no doubt.
and without training for the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know positively he didn't.
So,
train.
in the
never
presser-
He
trained
just
once.
hung out in his own strip
Hey,
clubs.
that's okay.
In
Yeah.
the post presser, Floyd said that he didn't spar for the last 30 days, but Coach said off the couch, not at all.
He
no
never.
training.
No, he just rolled out of bed,
No training.
and that's how he fights. It was an easy fight. Seriously, I might be able to beat McGregor.
Doesn't that go without saying? Like, why is it? That was an easy fight. Didn't we? We didn't know. So we didn't know that going into this fight.
Well, we knew it was great.
So let me ask you, Dougie.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bet on it?
I don't bet.
Would
bet
you
on
come out of
fights.
retirement for that fight? That wasn't a bet.
I'm not retired from wagering because I never
Well,
started.
first of all, that's not a gamble. That was an investment.
That was.
Why is Mayweather Promotions saying history was made at 50-0? It's Floyd's history.
Yeah. So
I don't
this-
know. That's some kind of magic mark, I guess.
So this is what I like Floyd to
Yeah,
do.
Chavez was 85-0. Homeboy Chavez was 87-0. He was 88-0-1. He was unbeaten in 89 pro contests.
And who was his first loss?
Frankie Randall.
Right. So here's what I'd like Floyd to do.
Yes.
And I want to talk to you, Floyd. I know you're watching this, okay? You're going to go through all your money. Just look at the 30-30 on ESPN. It's called Broke.
Yeah.
And you're on that road, okay? I want you to just give me half your money. Just half of it. I'll invest it for you.
Why are you hating? Why are you hating, Coach? Here's what I get. If I say anything about Mayweather, they say, why are you bashing him? Why is this so personal? what's with these personal attacks? And I'm like,
Coach is trying to help him.
No,
what's the personal?
I want to help.
Well, actually, you are getting kind of personal because you're talking about his finances.
Here's what you can do.
I don't even do that.
Here's what
I just say he takes fights when they're safe.
Yeah.
And I had some observations about his physique at the weigh-in. Made me think about when he stepped on the scales against Carlos Baldemir and Zab Judah and Oscar De La Hoya 10 and 11 years ago, and I'm like, that's weird.
And all those IVs.
Yeah. No, or how about those 2 tests where he had the abnormally low TE levels? What's up with that?
John Jones.
Nothing to see here. Oh, John Jones, there you go.
He knows something.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start hashtagging John Jones to Mayweather fans just to piss him off. I do enjoy pissing off Mayweather
So
fans.
Coach has the shirt on. We're now 20 days away from the real fight of the year.
No shit.
20 days.
That's good, Coach.
Hey, so I think the fight last night is going to help the Triple G fight.
Okay. Over or under?
Dougie just speaking the truth. Boxing junkie?
And
or boxing jungle. Thank you.
So I called. I said
I'm
that
blind as a bat. I can't see these damn words.
I'm going to read them
wanna
to
take
you.
it?
Yep.
Okay. I said that Triple G was to win his fight against Canelo 1 minute and 28 seconds of the 10th round.
Of the 10th, you said.
So, of the 10th. Well, last night was 1 minute and 8 seconds.
That's right.
So I guess I could switch the guys. I was pretty close.
So Coach Schwartz and Doug are going to talk boxing. We got 20 to 25 minutes. If you guys want to ask about Triple G Canelo, Javante, Loma and Rigo, Mayweather McGregor, Badu Jack's performance last night.
By the way, folks, I'm not skipping rope today.
Yeah, Doug is
back
nursing
injury.
a back injury, but if you guys want to
No
write in
sprints
with any
today
questions, yeah, maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe.
You guys can write in about the
hopefully.
Top Rank deal. Ask any questions on the Periscope.
Are you excited
here.
about the Top Rank deal?
Am I? I'm skeptical that they can keep up. The biggest question that I had and that many people had that I saw on Twitter was to make these 4 pay-per-view events, are they going to be able to co-promote with people?
Give me the points of the deal again. You said
Okay.
16
As
shows
far as I
next year?
have heard, 16 shows starting in 2018.
Overall, okay.
Overall, 4 pay-per-view, 10 on the ESPN platforms, and 2 only digital
That's
to
interesting.
try to get people in.
And what level? Did they give any indication about the level of the 2 digital-only shows?
They did not, but comparing it to UFC, that's usually up-and-coming guys and prospects and regional fights.
Yeah.
The pay-per-views are going
Which
to
is
need...
fine. I mean, that's understandable.
The
Yeah.
pay-per-views are going to need to be Pacquiao, Crawford, Loma, the big guns. But the biggest question is, are they going to be able to co-promote with people?
Yeah.
And what's the price going to be?
And
around?
he's going to need to co-promote in order to put together the kind of matchups that are pay-per-view worthy.
Right.
And they have to lower the price. They can't charge $70 and $80.
They gotta lower the price.
Move down from this $80, $70.
They got to charge 45
Yeah,
or 50
that's
max.
what they
I
used
agree.
to be. That's what they used to be.
And they'll do it. But
Yeah.
you know what happens?
The
is
Mayweather-Pacquiao era just inflated them like crazy, and fight fans are a part of that. They kept buying that crap. So
Doug and Coach, Lomachenko-Rigo, is this a money fight? How will it do?
is it a money fight?
Is it going to make money?
It's no, it's not going to make great money.
Yeah.
It's a hardcore fans fight.
It's a good fight.
Because it's hardcore fans who know about Lomachenko, and even harder core fans that are fanatical about Guillermo Rigondeaux, and they're both amateur legends. So that's the storyline coming into this. But this isn't like the kind of fight, the kind of matchup that's going to attract casual fans,
Right.
or explode outside of the boxing universe.
Well,
and a lot of people think that just style-wise, Rigondeaux, who does have a style that's difficult for everybody, that Rigondeaux might be able to find something against Lomachenko. I just look at his size, and I think he's somebody who could make 118 if he really wanted to. And him going up 2 weight classes, fighting at 130 pounds at his age against a fighter as talented and skilled as Lomachenko, I think he's going to get a beating. But
Here's
whatever,
a
that's
confident Triple G fan with a question for you. He doesn't say if, he says after Triple G wins in 20 days, what do you think about him versus Cotto or Billy Joe fraudsters?
I would rather him fight the fraud, because the fraud at least is a real middleweight.
Right.
The fraud has, he has to work very hard to make 160. Miguel Cotto, if he wanted to, he could make 147 pounds. Miguel Cotto makes 154 pounds without trying. It's a breathes. He can eat a huge breakfast the morning of the weigh-in.
Small.
He's a small junior middleweight who couldn't even drop a junior middleweight gatekeeper who can also make 147 if he wanted to, who just literally walked into punches. He's not a middleweight. He's never been a middleweight. He will get chewed to pieces.
King K100
against Triple G.
King K100 says Doug Cotto needs to retire.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Yoshihiro Kamagai is a gatekeeper. His job is to let us know where a fighter is. If you're a hot prospect who has the potential to become a contender, you got to beat a guy like Kamagai to prove it. If you're a veteran who might be faded, if you want to prove to the public that you still have it, you do what Cotto did last night at StubHub. You just completely outclass him. So he still has his legs. He still has his reflexes. I thought he boxed beautifully against Kamagai, but one thing is evident. He doesn't have the physical strength or size to really compete against the best at 160 pounds. That's what I think.
Let's not count out Willie Monroe versus B.J. Saunders.
Yeah, I think Monroe can win that fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
But he's got his work cut out for him because he's going over there to England and he's not a puncher.
Where does Crawford go from here, guys?
147. Unless he can get a fight with Mikey Garcia, that's the only marketable, viable name for him at 140 pounds. Other than that, I think he's got to go to 147. And I think Arum and Al Heyman need to do some business and make some matchups between Heyman's stable of welterweights and Crawford, who some people think is on his way to being #1 pound for pound.
Boxing Jungle, write it again. He says, "Why don't you read my question?" Write it again. It went too fast. Write it again, Boxing Jungle.
It's not personal, bro.
So there's a lot of questions coming through. It's not personal. Coach has got questions here. If you guys got anything, and we want to remind people, September 9th, StubHub Center. Get your tickets for Chocolatito. It's coming up real soon.
Tom Loeffler was there last night with Abel Sanchez, just soaking in the atmosphere. It was a good atmosphere. It wasn't a total sellout, but the place was packed.
Was it hot? Was it hot?
Oh, during the day, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Covering a fight there, if you have to sit if you have to sit down and work the way I did, and you can't escape to the shade, the sun is super strong in the afternoon and the early evening. And then once the sun starts to go down...
Beautiful.
No, well, it's beautiful for about 2 hours.
Okay.
And then it gets kind of cold.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, there's like a 10 to 15 degree swing from daylight to darkness there.
Huh.
But the action's usually good in the ring.
So I just want to say a couple of things.
And it's Superfly. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be awesome.
Lamar Ball's here today.
LeVar Ball?
LeVar? Lamar is his brother.
He's circling the track.
Well, where's Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner hasn't been
And
here.
where's Chris Van Heerden? Where's our boxer?
What up, Scalia? Scalia says the real fight, Margarito Carson Jones, this Saturday.
Hey, man.
Hey, here's the
Don't
other
count
thing.
Carson out.
Here's
right.
the other thing.
Oklahoma.
The stream for the Corona fights, the Thompson Boxing. So what you want to do is you go to thompsonboxing.com.
Or you can go to their Facebook page.
Right, and then you watch it. They're so incredible. I've only watched the first 2 fights so far. One guy was making his pro debut who was incredible. The other guy, Beto Duran and Steve Kim are really excellent on it.
I just put it on and I work.
It's a Facebook
I
stream?
wash dishes. I like to hear their commentary.
So you can get it on thompsonboxing.com.
Yeah.
If you go to thompsonboxing.com,
It's
it
good
comes
stuff.
on there.
Okay.
You put replay.
Boxing Jungle posted it again for you, Coach. He thinks we're too pro Triple G. He says, what do all you Triple G fans have to say? For years you said that Canelo would never fight him. What do you guys think now?
Well, he got forced into it, but the only reason he's fighting the Canelo's fighting Triple G is because Triple G didn't knock out Danny Jacobs.
Oh, sorry, Boxing Jungle. He says not you guys, just in general, Triple G. Okay, cool.
Well,
I thought there was no doubt that Canelo was going to fight Golovkin.
I personally think Canelo sucks.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's going to annoy some people.
That's okay. I don't care.
You're totally
it's okay.
wrong about that, Dave. He's a very good fighter.
No, I'm not saying he's not good, but he's not what everyone thinks he is. Wait till you see him in there. He's slow. He's got big legs.
I think he's faster than Triple G.
Well,
Rich
I think Canelo might be. I'm not going to say he's a better athlete than Triple G. They're different athletes, but I think Canelo has quicker twitch muscles.
I like it.
I think he's got
Debate is
snappier.
healthy.
He's got a faster, snappier jab. Maybe better reflexes.
Coach, Canelo's a beast. You're tripping, says
Yeah.
Saucy.
That's true.
He doesn't turn me on.
Okay,
Although I respect him, but I mean
Dave can change his mind. He used to be cold on Mikey Garcia, and now he loves him.
Coach, so at least you will admit when you're wrong, Coach.
Well, I'm not going to be wrong on this one.
And
I
then
guarantee you that.
Terry agrees with you. He says Triple G is going to break Canelo down. Question for Coach and Doug. Adonis Stevenson versus Badu Jack.
I don't know. I haven't seen Badu Jack's performance against Nathan Cleverly. I knew he would beat him. I'm surprised that he stopped the Englishman, or no, I think the Welshman, that quickly. Stopped him in 5 rounds. I like Badu Jack. I thought he beat James DeGale handily. I thought that was a screwy decision, that draw at super middleweight, and maybe he's stronger at 175 pounds than he was at 168. So I think he's got a bright future at light heavyweight. I don't count him out. I mean, listen, Stevenson is getting old, but he is dangerous. He's a tremendous athlete, and he can really crack
Badu
with that
Jack
left hand.
was a beast last
Yeah,
night.
Jack is just solid all around. He's a solid boxer technician. I like watching him fight.
Boxing Jungle says
I will give Mayweather Promotions credit on the development and the management promotion of Badu Jack. I think they made the right moves. They stuck with him after he got knocked out in one round when he got shocked. Yeah. And they brought him back the right way. So
they did a great job with him.
Good job on that.
No, he did a good job. Boxing Jungle says Triple G can beat Canelo, and Canelo can beat Triple G. This is a true 50-50 fight.
I don't think it's 50-50. I look at it as 60-40, and I favor Triple G. He's the more proven middleweight. Canelo's got bigger names on his resume, but those guys weren't middleweights.
Yeah,
so,
Coach?
JP, why do you think the odds changed?
For which?
A year ago, Triple G was a 6-1 favorite.
Right.
Okay. So Triple G didn't knock out Danny Jacobs, but Danny Jacobs is really good, really big, and the only fight he ever lost is when he was coming down with cancer.
Right.
Okay. And Canelo beat Chavez.
Right.
Now it's almost even money.
Now it's almost even money.
Yeah. I think
incredible.
it's also people are looking at Golovkin's last 2 fights.
I agree.
Because it's not just Jacobs. They're also looking at Kell Brook, and they're saying, Brook put hands on him.
Right.
And he's a welterweight, and Triple G was marked up after that. So what is a much bigger guy? What happens when he stands in the pocket and he's a good combination puncher? What happens then?
And Canelo's look good.
And I think they're also looking at Triple G's age. They're looking at 35. And I do think Golovkin has slowed a little bit. I think there was a little bit more on his punches. His reflexes were a little sharper in 2014.
Yeah.
And in 2015 than in 2016. And here we are in 2017.
Who's next, Dougie, for Errol Spence? Saucy wants to know.
That's a good question.
It is.
I heard somebody. I saw some rumor.
I
Steve Kim put something out there. Spence against
Thurman, maybe? No.
That would be perfect. I mean, that would be a unification bout. I love that matchup.
Sean Porter, says Rich.
Sean Porter's been talked about. I love that matchup. Sean Porter versus Errol Spence.
Good fight.
But I'm hearing Sean Porter might fight Danny Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that fight too.
It's a good fight.
I like Porter versus anyone, even though he's kind of a rugged cat. He's such a nice guy out of the ring, and I know one thing: he's going to test anybody that he fights.
So he's
kind of like a truth sayer. You know?
I think they already made the Garcia fight.
Yeah. You think so?
I think that's why he pulled out of this fight because of that.
Yeah.
But
so we got like 10, 11 minutes left. Any questions, Coach, that you have for?
But how about this? How about Sean Porter against Connor?
I like
Destroys
it.
him.
Kills him.
Yoshihiro Kamagai destroys him.
No, he kills him.
You're not
too.
kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm not joking at all.
Seriously.
And I haven't even seen the fight. It's a no-brainer. Any seasoned professional boxer annihilates
Conor McGregor's cardio is no bueno.
And I say that the Conor fight is really good for boxing.
Yeah.
A lot of
might
people
be right.
have interest.
Might be right.
Listening, on the radio, that's all they're talking about, that fight, and people are calling in who are sort of sophisticated, like talking about boxing, like they're not that.
You mean
stupid.
not McGregor fans?
Yeah, just fans.
Coach and
Are
Doug.
Conor McGregor fans not sophisticated?
They're crazy. I
Are
gotta
they
say.
just crazy?
I
They're
like
crazy.
That's
They're
okay.
diehard.
Crazy's okay.
They're passionate.
I should be thanking them for wagering on them so much.
Floyd should be thanking him.
Dougie, Masastrito
Oh, he did, actually.
Lopez. Masastrito Lopez versus Kell Brook.
Maestrito Lopez, the former WBO
It's
welterweight.
a question from Jose.
I go with the Durango, Mexico native. Yeah,
Okay.
I think Maestrito because his chin was incredible, and he had that left hook. He was powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's a good fight, but I'll go with Maestrito.
Rich says Kell Brook is done. He's cooked. He might be. We'll see. We'll see. He's got to go back down and wait. All right, Coach.
Okay, Dougie. I have a few questions for you. This is a pretty tough one.
Uh-oh.
When was the first televised fight?
First televised fight.
Really?
That's a good question.
Damn.
Gosh, I wonder.
And it was in London.
Really?
Man, and I wonder what decade.
Yeah.
Was it the 30s?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Right. Well, it's 30 what?
I don't know.
1933, August 22nd.
Really?
1933,
Yeah.
and it was in London?
Yeah.
It was London, England?
It was an exhibition bout. So I'm not even going to ask you who.
Boxing Jungle says Coach Schwartz
I have
is
no
going
idea.
deep today.
I have no
Going
idea.
deep, Coach.
You got the decade.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
figured.
tough.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Okay, now I got this one.
Rich says, who the hell had a TV?
August 22nd,
Very few people.
1966.
Yeah.
Reynosa, Mexico.
18?
Who's at the home?
1826.
No, 1966.
Oh, that's the second.
Sorry about that. Okay, so let me ask you this,
1966.
aside from this question.
Yeah.
What fighter was from Reynosa, Mexico?
Reynosa? There's been more than a few.
Who was
A famous fighter?
He fought. Well, famous to me. I don't know. We've talked about this guy before. He
Yeah.
was undefeated when he fought Carlos Ortiz.
Oh, battling
Yeah,
Torres.
right.
Yeah, he
Reynosa,
was a popular
Mexico.
fighter.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was a
battling
popular fighter
Torres.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he was. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay.
Lightweight.
So this was August 22nd, 1966, Reynosa, Mexico. Okay, it was fighter that you have some association with knocked out a very famous fighter in 4 rounds, who was a welterweight champ.
Knocked him out in 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't?
And we talked about this guy last week. We talked about
It was
his
that
son.
long ago? Yeah. So you're talking about
66.
Elsie Morgan
Right.
knocking out Napoles, Jose Napoles.
Pretty good, Doug.
Yeah. That was 66?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it was on cuts.
Yeah.
It was cuts, yeah.
Okay,
And
that-
then Napoles beat him in some rematches.
So wait, is that good?
Elsie Morgan lived in Mexico for 10 years.
Rich says
And
Dougie
it
knows
could
his
speak-
boxing.
It could speak Spanish. Yeah.
Wait, hey Dougie.
And has a lot of kids.
Dougie knows his boxing. Dougie could win Jeopardy boxing. He could.
Boxing,
no
boxing
kidding.
Jeopardy.
No kidding.
Boxing
Yeah.
Jeopardy. Question for Coach. I know the answer, but they want to know who is your favorite fighter of all time?
Art Aragon.
Art Aragon,
The original Golden Boy.
the original Golden Boy.
Incredible.
And I used to
No
see him
doubt.
at the Spaghetti Factory in Hollywood, where they would have, I think it was on Tuesdays. I don't know what they called it, the cauliflower club,
Yeah, yeah.
cauliflower
All
ear,
those guys
those
were
old
there.
timers. Yeah.
Cauliflower Alley, right?
Yeah. So it would be Art Aragon, Mondo Ramos, Raul Rojas was there sometimes. All these
champ.
guys have passed on.
All trained by
Jackie McCoy
Jackie.
and managed.
and managed. Yeah, that's how he did it. There's other guys I can't think
Palomino
of.
was
yeah.
there.
Who was the guy who he fought Johnny Bratton? Joey Barnum.
Joey Barnum.
Yeah, who had a script, a Hollywood script
Right.
written about a true story from
Yeah.
his career, not as a boxer, but as a manager. After he retired, he was managing, or maybe he was training a young fighter, and he'd been out of the ring for 10 years, and they got into some kind of spat,
Yeah.
and to settle it, he came back and fought the kid, and I think he beat him.
And it was right down the street on Pico Boulevard.
Really?
At Ocean Park Arena.
Oh, which is now a bowling alley?
Yeah, and I watched that fight on TV.
Oh, no
I watched
way.
both of them.
So did they talk about that storyline?
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Alame says Dougie's a true boxing historian. And then they want to know Mikey Garcia versus Danny Garcia, who wins.
I like Mikey.
Oh, it's not
Good
even,
fight. Good fight.
It's a good fight, but it's not even.
And then they want to know, Coach, where does Eloy rank on your favorite fighters list? He was up there at one
Perez?
time.
Yeah.
Eloy was good.
Hey, he was a great guy.
Eloy was a good kid. He got in over his head with
Right.
all this, it was too much going on.
Yeah.
And then
Poor
he
guy.
got involved with some girl, and she was, got into a coke problem.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
He's
Cocaine
just-
doesn't help any situation.
What did Dave Chappelle say? It's a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug. Yeah, right.
So, but he had a lot
Dave
of talent.
Chappelle as Rick James.
Yeah.
But he had a lot of talent.
Or
Here's
Charlie
the thing.
Murphy.
Here's the thing about Eloy. I'd seen Eloy spar against Ray Beltran, who's a lightweight contender. Should have been a lightweight title holder because I thought he handily beat Ricky Burns in Scotland, and somehow that was a draw. I saw Eloy more than hold his own, sparring with Ray Beltran at Wildcard Boxing Club, and at Robert Garcia's old boxing academy in Oxnard. I saw him more than hold his own against Brandon Rios.
Hold his
before-
own. He killed him.
Yeah, I mean he was
We were there.
We were all
he
there.
outclassed him basically. Just boxed circles around him, and that was before Rios beat up on Anthony Peterson.
Right.
And then Rios
That was-
goes on to win the WBA lightweight title. So, I mean, he was in there. Now, listen, this is just sparring. It's just a gym. But there was real potential there. There was real potential.
Boxing Jungle said you guys should put these segments up on YouTube, Doug. We do. We're trying to.
JP does.
Yeah.
I need to put them on my own YouTube channel,
Yeah.
but I often forget that I have a YouTube channel, and I don't know how to do it.
But we'll try to do it every. We'll try to do it every Sunday.
How about that?
So, Coach, you got 5 minutes.
Okay, I got
some
a few
questions.
more. Okay. This was August 22nd, 1969,
Yeah.
at the Forum. One fighter was from Australia.
Okay. This is probably in the bantamweight division.
Yep.
Lionel Rose fought one of the Mexican greats,
Wow.
Ruben Olivares.
You got it.
Okay, and if somebody was talking about why is 50-0 a big deal, it's not at the lighter weights. I guess if you walk away, I guess that's a real pretty mark, you know what I mean? But Ruben Olivares was unbeaten, I think, in his first 60 or 61 fights, and he had won 57 by knockout.
Jeez.
There you go. Ruben Olivares, in my opinion, Mexico's greatest bantamweight ever. Arguably one of the greatest, one of the top 3 or 4 bantamweights of all time.
Dougie, you belong in the IBHOF just for the knowledge. International
Thank you.
Boxing
You're
Hall
too
of
kind,
Fame.
Okay, so
sir.
let me ask you this, Dougie. What do you think about the Dodgers?
I hear they're doing well.
You got to ask Doug about boxing. Not
They have
baseball.
more fans this year than they did in previous years. I guess there's a reason for that, right? Dodger Mania is back. Yeah.
So Dougie knows about two sports, actually, cartoons and.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's
Yeah.
good. No, but Dougie,
That's
it's really frightening. I know I was watching the YouTube of the July 30th of year. I mean, it was frightening. Not only did you know the main event, then you know the undercard, exactly, then the backstory on everyone involved. It was pretty crazy. It really is. But it's,
I'm a little bit of a boxing fan.
You got one more, Coach?
yeah. Okay. Okay, here's one. August 23rd, 1996. Atlantic City.
August 23rd?
August 23rd.
Sorry, what's the year?
1966 in Atlantic City.
60s, man.
Okay. One guy
Thanks, Boxing
coming
Jungle.
off a brutal loss 14 months earlier to Roy Jones.
Wait, this is not the 60s.
Oh,
Roy Jones.
1996, I'm sorry.
1996, okay.
Okay. August 23rd, 1990. I just checking to see if
Okay.
if you're listening. Okay.
I was like, is this the
Okay,
same Roy
you
Jones
passed.
that was commentating on HBO last
Yeah.
night? Because he looks great.
Yeah. He does.
He really does.
So here's, how do you like the way he stands?
Oh, he's like a superhero.
Yeah.
He's not a normal human being.
No, it's just, it's incredible. That he,
And if you get close to him, you notice like he's just this packed muscle, this dense.
But how about his face and his eyes and the way he talks? I mean, he's really good.
Kind of gets into his fighting rhythm sometimes when he's making a point. You ever see him?
So who's more of a superhero?
Okay.
Roy Jones or Andre Ward?
Roy Jones. But Andre Ward has that stance though. He has that presence. He has that stature. He's got that frame like Bernard Hopkins has. He can wear a suit.
Yeah,
he just looks good in a suit.
Like perfect.
Just the right shoulders, the perfect height. But Ward is Clark Kent, and Roy Jones Jr. is Superman. That's kind of how that works.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I mean analogy in my opinion. But okay, so this is
It's 1996.
1996.
August 23rd.
Yeah.
Atlantic City. The guy who won by a 4th round KO against the guy with the Jewish name.
it's a 4th round KO.
Yeah. And the guy who won just came off a beating by Roy Jones a little over a year before.
Really? Beating by.
I could put. I don't want to make the hints
Griffin?
too
No.
obvious, but
Yeah. So a guy.
I mean, he's a famous guy. You know,
He got beat up by Roy
yeah,
Jones.
and then his nenext fight, which is 14 months later, knocked
Yeah.
out this guy in Atlantic City. And it was on TV. I'm sure you watched it.
Huh. In 1997, I'm trying to think what weight class Roy was at in 96. And I want to say he had probably just stepped up to light heavyweight. I'm not sorry, yeah, to light heavyweight. He was in the mid-90s. He was a super middleweight champ. And so he probably beat up some super middleweight who then 14 months later knocked out somebody with a Jewish name. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank.
Who's that, Coach?
Stump me.
Okay, auto accident, broken neck.
Oh, Vinny Pazienza.
He
Vinny
fought.
Pazienza knocked out Dangerous Dana Rosenblatt in the 4th round.
Right.
And it was televised.
Yeah.
No one saw it, Coach, but me, at least on the West Coast, because it was a pay-per-view. Bob Arum promoted that, and he did it pay-per-view. It was called Neighborhood War. Because he said, I got an Italian fighting a Jew, and it's like the old school. It's like the Lower East Side of Manhattan. Back in the 30s and 40s. It was like a small. But see, here's the thing: they would put certain fights on pay-per-view, but they would price them like it was like $20 or something like
not
that.
Who used
Yeah.
to be $10?
Oh, that was Cedric Kushner,
Right.
Heavyweight
Yeah.
Explosion.
Heavyweight explosion.
Yeah.
I used to get every one of them.
Suitcase full of
sick.
dollars. Suitcase full of dollars with Mo Harris and Derek Jefferson.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that tournament.
So, Coach,
yeah.
we're just past 30 minutes.
Okay.
That was a good one, man. God,
You
I'd
got it.
forgotten about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I needed a lot of
I
hints.
want to
for
remind
that
people
one.
about September 9th StubHub. And what else, Coach? We got.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was Cedric Kirshner famous for?
Oh, I know.
And what they talked about at his funeral.
Yeah. Hookers.
Yeah, he was a
I know.
whoremonger.
I know. But he was proud of it.
He
Good,
was
I like
proud
that.
of it. Well, he wasn't
Yeah.
ashamed of it.
No, I know. That's
Yeah,
good. I
it's
like
all
it.
And losing Hasim Rahman to Don King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I think when he was being investigated either by the IRS or the FBI, he suddenly had a fire in his office. That just kind of happened.
That's
Like, oh my gosh,
Cedric loved the ladies.
everything is
Kind of,
burnt
yeah.
up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So we're getting. Let's see. We got Margarito and Carson Jones this weekend.
Okay, and I got one more
Yeah,
thing.
go for it. Go for
Okay.
it.
Where can I see that, by the way?
I'll find
Margarito
out. I don't know.
Jones.
We got to find out.
Maybe BN. Maybe the
Maybe BN. BN. I think.
Espanol.
And
Yeah.
whose birthday? They were born August 24th, 1968. One of the best fighters of all time.
He was born in 1968. Okay.
68.
So he's like 49 years old right now.
And he's still fighting.
No way. Still fighting and he's 49. James Toney?
Yep.
James Lights Out Tony.
James Lights
So
Out
I went
Tony.
to his birthday party at Bob Arum's house about, I don't know how many years ago. And
Probably early 90s.
Bob Arum was renting this house.
Yeah.
And that's how Bob Arum found out about people having black boxes.
black
because
boxes.
This house had a black box. He had no idea what
Did he
it
throw
was.
a fit?
No, but you know, I mean,
Inside he was. Like,
no, I don't think he. No, I think what he did is he made some adjustments, and you know,
he overdid it though, because he just to spite everybody and himself, he put the first fight between Oscar De La Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez closed circuit. He didn't have it a pay-per-view fight.
I went to the forum to watch it.
Yeah,
I was at that fight.
You were
but
at that
he
fight.
could have made a fortune
Right.
if that was pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
So what? Yeah, there was some piracy,
Yeah.
but so what? He would have made a fortune with it. He went old school in 1996
Crazy.
and did closed circuit, and he did very good sales, obviously on the West Coast,
Yeah.
in the American
Of
Southwest,
course, yeah.
but east of Texas,
Nothing.
yeah,
Ugh.
that is what it is. It's cutting your nose off to spite your face.
So,
And
Coach,
I guess that cut.
But Bob's like that though.
Dougie, do you have a book, or would you ever write a book?
Yeah, I'd think about it.
Just
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah,
All right.
like years from now.
We'll keep you updated.
There you go.
So, Coach, 35 minutes now. What do you have for the people coming up next couple weeks? We got 20 days till the big fight.
I'm so excited. I am so excited. Where are you going to watch it, JP?
I'm going to watch it with you.
Yeah,
If
right.
he doesn't believe you.
Right. JP,
No, Uncle Michael's coming
you know,
out, right?
You're such a flake, JP. No,
I'm not a
really, you
flake.
are.
Just
You're-
I'm married to a
bring your-
Salvadorian.
No, bring your kid. Bring your
I
kid.
will bring Leo.
I've seen Dean do that.
I will bring
when,
Leo.
When
Yeah.
Jake was just a little tot. you
Yeah.
know.
Well, he's
They'll
already
sleep.
got his Triple G gear ready. He's got the hat.
You
He's got his
guys
little
are-
outfit.
You
His
guys are
little
Team Triple G.
Team Triple G.
No, that's
I
a
am
real
too.
fight. That's
I
a real
love-
fight.
20 days away.
No,
Hey, I'm excited for that fight, but I'm excited for boxing.
Absolutely.
I can't wait for all three of the main events or co-main events with Superfly. I'm looking forward to Usyk Huck.
Hell yeah.
And I know Hook is past it, but he's an animal. And the fight's in Germany, and I like watching Usyk fight. I like
love
Alexander
Usyk.
I don't.
Boxing
you know.
Jungle says bring some Kleenex for Coach in case Canelo wins.
No, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, he's
Except
okay
it's
with
not
it.
going to happen. I don't
Yeah.
have to worry at all.
Yeah.
No, the fight I'm really looking forward to is the Paulie Malignaggi Conor fight.
Conor McGregor.
Now, that's the one I really do want to see it. I'm
Okay.
not kidding.
Well, you might see it.
No, I think they should. I mean, if they
Madison
put that
Square Garden.
like on regular TV,
Yeah, if they do it on regular
my
TV, it
God.
would sell.
I mean, if, like
both guys would sell the fight because they can talk.
No, but
I mean, they've got the gift of gab.
but
Madison
the ratings
Square
would
Garden.
be incredible.
Paulie shouldn't fight anymore.
Wait, would you
Yeah.
watch it?
If it was on free TV, yeah, I probably would. Yeah. If it was like on St. Patrick's Day
Yeah.
in New York
The old
City,
John
you know what I'm
Duddy
saying?
dates. The old John Duddy dates.
No, I say that fight
I'd
happens.
probably watch it. Yeah.
That fight happens.
It shouldn't. I don't think it should.
I
I
think
don't
it
think
should.
Paulie should be fighting.
I think it should happen.
So we're 20 days away
And
from
I don't
that
think Connor
fight.
should be boxing. How do you like that?
Yeah.
I think he looked okay.
So
I mean,
healthy
That's
debate.
not what I'm hearing.
Healthy
No,
debate.
he tried hard. I watched
He
it.
was going like he was.
I
doing
Yes,
like
this,
that.
Conor
doing like
McGregor
this,
has the
like-
cardio of an elephant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do elephants have bad cardio? I
I
don't know.
don't know. They don't. Well,
So we've
they're
got
not the most energetic beasts out there.
we got 20 days until the big fight. September 9th at StubHub if you guys are in LA.
Super
And
fly.
tomorrow, Nokia Live.
Yeah, no, it's going to be streamed on ringtv.com and numerous other platforms.
Open
I'm
workouts.
I'm gonna commentate on it. I think with Beto Duran and Jessica Rosales is kind of going to be like the host, and we're gonna watch the media workouts with Canelo and Gennady Golovkin, and we might interview the fighters. I know we're going to interview. I know Tom Woffler is going to come on and join us, and we're going to talk to him.
Free to the public
Maybe,
if you're in downtown
Abel
LA,
Sanchez.
right? Free to the public?
Yeah, LA Live, absolutely.
All right, so go down LA Live tomorrow if you guys have off.
It'll be fun.
It's gonna
It's
be
in the
fun.
morning.
In the morning. Yeah. All right, Coach.
Anyway, what can I say? None of this means anything if you don't drive safely.
True.
I mean, it's really important. I mean, really, like someone just got killed this week in some auto accident. I mean, it's just like, you know, and I had watched the fight last night with Dean Hamilton, and he told me a few weeks ago that he tends to drive a little aggressively, and that
I can see that.
he was in a hurry, and you know, he could hear us talking.
Oh, good.
Thanks, Rich.
He slowed up. He drove carefully. So what you have to do, every time you get in a car, you have to take a deep breath.
Yeah.
You visualize safe driving.
Got to check your ego too,
And
because
you
I
gotta-
drive aggressively too.
Oh,
I
can't.
get impatient.
Oh,
I want to
you cannot be impatient.
you know what I mean? Just move around people who are driving slow.
Here's the thing. This is how you have to drive. Let's say you just won the lotto, and you're driving, and you're so happy, and you just wave everyone in
Right.
front of you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, just everything's
Yeah, don't be
beautiful,
stingy.
no matter what you let, and that's how you have to drive. And the thing is, it feels good. You get there at the same time, and you get there safely. So you just wave everyone in front of you. You don't make any left turns in front of people. I mean, there's like,
You don't worry if somebody driving behind you is being an asshole.
it doesn't matter.
They
No
give
one's
you the
an
finger
asshole.
if they try to mad
No,
dog
the-
you. It
you
doesn't-
love 'em.
doesn't-
You
yeah.
love 'em for
You
it.
love them, yeah.
I mean, thank you
Yeah.
so much. So
Say
anyway,
yes, sir. I've seen you do that a few times.
No, it's the best. It's just reverse psychology,
Yeah.
which you have to do with your wife, Jay.
Okay. On that note,
Yeah. So
I couldn't have put that better. Yeah. Drive like you just won the lottery.
thanks everybody for writing in questions. And next Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Coach?
Hopefully you can jump rope.
Yeah, no. If I can't jump rope next Sunday, I got to go to a chiropractor or acupuncture.
And then I'm gonna have to get a replacement for you.
Why? We can make JP skip
I can
rope.
try.
You can skip rope.
Great segments. Thank you so much, Coach and Doug. Thank you guys.
All right,
How about
everybody.
JP? Hey, and thanks for coming, JP.
No problem.
No,
guys.
you had a lot.
It's not
You
the
really
same
do.
without you.
Yeah.
All right, Doug.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks for watching.
All right. That guy said.